Okay, good evening to all on the phone. I will call the meeting to order. This is the regular meeting of the Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West, held in Council Chambers 216 Main Street, West Swan River, Manitoba. It's 24th day of August 2021 at 7 p.m. Present in chambers, myself, Deputy Reeve Blosha, Councillors Foster, Gade, Wills, Kushniryk, and Pierrepont, as well as our CAO James Webb, and our finance Robin Wiebe, as well as Jeremy Bergen. First resolution, be it resolved that the agenda for the regular council meeting held this 24th day of August 2021 shall be adopted as presented. Do we have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Kushniryk, seconded by Councillor Foster. The agenda okay to everyone's agreement?
Would it be possible to add a discussion item about water?
9.1 then?
Sure.
Any other changes? If not, those all in favor of the amended resolution? Amended resolution? That is carried. Do you want this written in yet?
Yeah, that's enough. Okay, we'll do that.
Next resolution, be it resolved that the minutes of the regular council meeting held August 10th, 2021 be adopted as presented. Mover, please. Moved by Councillor Wills, seconder. Councillor Pierrepont. Are there any errors or omissions? Councillor Gade.
Curious if we should be adding a section after point 6 there. That was the resolution that suspended me immediately. If we should have a line that says Councillor Gade left the meeting because he was suspended. Normally we would note if a councillor left.
If you can, just mute your phones on that end.
Any issue with anyone to add that Councillor Gade left the meeting?
No, we can add that.
Because he was suspended.
Any other errors or omissions? If not, all in favor? It is carried. Public Works report, or do we have something to report?
Nothing to report, no delegation.
Delegations, petitions, general business.
Nope.
Okay, we'll move on to number 8, finance. General checks, first of all. Be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby approves the following payments. General checks number 17149 to 17187 in the amount of $103,049.36. Mover, please. Moved by Councillor Foster, seconded by Councillor Wills. Any questions?
Yeah, I had one on 17153 there, Brent. Just wondering on that if that was this one here.
Brand tractor.
Yeah.
Oh, that was for blades.
Oh, blades?
Yeah,
Okay,
rear blades,
okay,
yeah.
rear blades, okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. I just wondered because I
Yeah,
thought that.
on the phone there, we're getting quite a bit of feedback. Somebody's tapping or wrapping papers, so if we could mute, that would be super.
Councillor Gade, you had a question?
I did, check 17,150 for $6,800 approximately. I had a phone call earlier today from a gentleman that was asking questions about what we're doing. They said they've been noticing a lot of contractors out doing work instead of our staff. So I see there's a check here for, looks like a few projects. Their question was how those people are being selected to do this work, if we had advertised for it or done bids or something, or just what was happening. I'm kind of curious as well when I see the $6,800.
I think we, at the beginning of the year, had contractors that were interested in doing work for the municipality to submit their hourly rate. And from that rate, or from that list, pardon me, when required or when we need to, we choose someone to do the work.
I wonder if they, I felt they might be under a bit of a misunderstanding maybe as well, because they were concerned about some scrubbing being done to the north. Are we actually doing any, or is that a private individual doing that themselves?
No, we've contracted somebody to scrub there, yeah. Under the same, it's all under contract.
So they, when they bid on that, they bid for like different things, I assume, because they would have given us, the price for scrubbing must be different than the price for doing something else.
There's different rates for different machines, and there's a couple contractors out scrubbing right now.
Okay. So they bid on the scrubbing too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an hourly.
Any other questions?
I guess the only other thing he asked was if that was passed at a meeting. Was it?
The rates are accepted.
No, I
under
mean
tender.
the projects, if there'd been a resolution accepting the projects, or just how they came about. I didn't know the answer to give because I've been away for a couple meetings, so I don't know if it came to a meeting or not, or...
It came to the meeting, last meeting, with a list of the things to be
to
done
answer-
and a quote, right?
Yeah, to answer generally, we don't tender every job. We tender it according to the rates that the contractors bid at the beginning of the year, so that we don't have to go up to tender and take a month to get a job done. We're able to select the best fit, the contractor that fits the bill best with the correct rate or the best rate.
So would I be able to get a copy of that sheet that sort of shows the projects we're doing so I can know?
There's many different projects going on all the time.
I know, but Mr.
Which
Pierrepont
one?
said there was a list.
Which one?
Well, you
There's
said there was
two
a-
contractors in the north right now.
Well, you said there was a list came with all the projects.
There
So
was
that's what I'm
one
looking for.
submitted, yes.
That, because I kind of know what we're doing,
They-
right? Because I'm just
they-
kind of flying
they-
blind, I don't know anything we're
The
doing.
same
in this
client
municipality.
or the same ratepayer contact with the office, and we were able to chat through that with them, so.
But I'm also personally curious because I'm finding at council and I have ratepayers calling me about things we're spending money on and I have no idea we're doing it.
Is
So
it-
somehow I'd like to be kept up in the loop a little bit more, so if I could get a list, that'd be great.
Any other questions? Not, we'll call the question. All in favor? That is carried.
Oh, I can do it this way. Then I can see where I am.
Oh.
That one there, yeah, there you go, you're on the screen.
Next resolution, be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby approves the following payments. Payroll payments, checks number 3769 to 3783 in the amount of $19,232.58. Any questions on the payroll checks? If not,
Yes.
you have a question?
Do we have a mover and seconder first?
Pardon?
Do we need to move and second first?
Speak.
Like to move and second it, usually we move
Oh,
and second
I'm
first.
sorry.
I
I'm sorry.
was waiting for that, I have a question though,
Okay.
so we get to that. No.
I'm sorry, new process here with the computer and all. We have a mover for the resolution, please. Moved by Councillor Blosha, seconded by Councillor Kushniryk. Now, any
Now.
questions?
I'm curious if Mr. Webb could give me some general view of what the 44 overtime hours are. Is that road work or something else, or what are we doing on overtime right now?
Would they have all been accrued in the last pay period? Or is that over?
No, that number there, I would say that there is an error on that number, because there hasn't been that much overtime lately.
Okay.
So,
Are we like, I guess, are we doing any overtime lately?
no, for the, there's no overtime, and a little bit in the office, but at the utilities, there is always overtime for weekends. Yeah.
It's split between two people though, I assume. Is it
Yeah, it's.
alternate
yeah,
weekends back and forth?
Yeah, so, but that number there will have to be changed, that's not correct.
No, so I just wanted, I thought it was a lot when we're.
Yeah, no,
seemed
that's
like
right,
it was-
that was from last time, so that wasn't updated, so.
Okay.
Any other questions? If not, all in favor? That's carried.
This next one, you just got it today, so consider it information. We don't have to pass it tonight, the June statement. Might not have had time to look it over, but I just wanted to present it tonight to show that it was complete, and we can pass it at the next meeting if that's preferred, whatever council decides.
What's your pleasure?
That probably makes more sense to go over it and
Yep, take some time and go over it. There's no rush to do it. The numbers are there, so it's better to, I always say it's better to take the time, so.
Okay, so at this point, we'll just have it as information then.
Yeah, we'll just take it to the next time. But what we can do is that next item is budget 2022. And that basically is, you know, the sheet that we work off of for budgets. So if there's anything in those line items that you would like to see addressed, we talked about a little bit last time, for 2022, we want to start right now doing the budget, and we want to take time, half hour or 15 minutes, whatever you prefer, to start working on the next year's budget so that we get a good jump on it. All right, and that can be numbers, it can be process, whatever you prefer that you would, you know, what would like to talk about. But it's great to start now, then we have when we hit January, we can start putting it together and reviewing it.
Okay. Have it reviewed by next meeting would be excellent. Okay, move down to correspondence.
9-1.
9-1.
discussion.
Oh, we missed that. It wasn't on there, it's on my written. 9.1. Water.
Just kind of curious, I know there's been a lot of goings on with water lately, there's been some cleaning and some changes. I was wondering if I could get a bit of an update of what's happening. I see we've got I think everybody's got this kind of manganese fact sheet given out to us as well. Is there any sort of news of what's happening with the water in Gade?
As to what do you mean? I don't understand the question.
Well, I see, the municipality posting some things on Facebook. I'm just kind of curious if we could at the table sort of know where we're at with the water right now. Is it clear? Or is there still some issues there? Or what are we working with now? How did the line flushing go? What was the results of all of that? I see on Facebook there was someone making really an unthinkable accusation that there was something wrong with the training for our staff, but I'm sure that's not the case, is it?
I would hope not.
There was somebody who was posting about how they heard that someone was doing water that shouldn't be doing water, but I just like to dispel some of that when we're here in public and we can kind of hear from the people that manage such things that all is well and that that's not the case. And everyone's training is up to date and all the certifications are good and everything's fine. It's a lot of silence, really. It should be a pretty simple, like, yes, everything's fine, Councillor Gade. So is there a yes, everything's fine?
I have heard of no issues. Anyone heard of discolored water, issues with the water in Benito?
Not lately, no.
Not lately, no, I don't know for sure though, but
And this is a
we don't hear about it
question,
unless it's bad news, so.
Or is it scheduled for later?
They're finishing it up this week.
So it has begun?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So the question about like the certifications and the training all being right and everything, what's the answer to that one? Mr. Webb probably would be the best to answer because he's very involved with that.
Yeah, there's some certification taking place in hopefully September, and test written in October for further education, so that's good.
So are we at a position now where everybody working the water plant and that has been working the water plant is properly certified for
There-
working the water plant by themselves?
I would say that they are in different levels of training right now. So that
That's really not an answer. I hate to belabor the point, but I just like to put these people to rest that have suggested that there might be something wrong there. So I guess like, yes or no, is everybody that's been working the water plant in the last few months properly certified to work the plant by themselves?
everybody's trained to a different level.
That sounds like a no. Do you want to?
So that everybody that is responsible is taking their job seriously and doing a wonderful job.
So is there something you want to tell us, Mr. Webb, about the certification? Because it feels like you're not just saying yes. And I'm asking a very specific question about certification. You're like dancing around it. So yes or no, is everybody that's been working the plant without supervision properly certified to be working the plant without supervision? Yes or no?
Everybody that works the water treatment plant is under the right supervision and the right training for the level that they're working.
So could you describe to me the supervision when Mr. Whitekey was away? How was it being provided?
We're not going to get into that at this time.
So just for the record, because I know there's a lot of people be asking the same question, you haven't said yes, everyone was certified and properly there. So I take that as a no, but thank you. I don't want to tie up the meeting any longer.
No, well, and in future, if you have an allegation, I would
Oh,
suggest
okay.
you levy it and it can be dealt with, not go on what I might consider to be a fishing expedition and raising doubt in the minds of the users of that utility. It serves no positive good to do that.
Did you want to just say yes, they're all properly certified? Because you
Let's
could
say
say
it.
that. I'd take you saying it yes as well. If someone here could just say, yes, everyone that worked at the water plant the last few months has been properly certified to work by themselves, I'd feel so much better. But the fact that no one will say yes to that is
We
really
are
troubling
moving
me.
on to number 10, correspondence, 10.1, Hudson Bay Road Association. This has to do with their 78th annual general meeting and convention in Tisdale, on October 21st and 22nd. We have been a member of the Hudson Bay Road Association for numerous years and have never had the opportunity to attend the convention, and I would like very much this year to be able to do that if council so agrees.
I think it would be a good idea.
I think it'd be a good idea to have somebody there, yes.
Sure, it would be.
Yep.
Do we have a resolution?
We can pull up together a resolution and pass it later in the meeting, for sure. Is there anybody else that would like to join the meeting? Okay, well, that's good. We'll put it together then.
Okay, 10.2, asset management program.
This is more just for information, just the type of services that are out there. We've talked about different ones over the years. This is just another one that came addressed to council, so I included it for information.
What benefit would that be to us?
Actually, funding, if I can just butt in first, funding, we were led to believe by the federal government was going to be tied to having good an asset management plan and so on in place. I think they're backing off of that a little, but it still may be a very good idea to get it completed so that it's easier then obviously to keep it updated as we add assets to the municipality.
So have we had a plan in place before, or had any of this planning done before, or nothing current, I guess?
I think it's been
Yeah.
started on by previous staff,
Yeah.
but for lack of time, I guess mostly, they were unable to do any appreciable amount.
Yep. Because from what I was reading, this seems like very minimal out of pocket for us.
With the grants,
Yeah,
and able to use gas tax money.
yeah. So is this something that you just need approval for at a later date, or?
I would think that council should be giving it serious thought, and it can be brought back to a subsequent meeting
Mhm.
and debated once you have a little bit more awareness of what it all entails. And make a decision at that time.
There's no that deadline for this, no? Okay.
No.
Okay. Good.
Okay, 10.3 is Rail Safety Week. They are requesting we do a resolution, as we do other years. September 20th to 26th is set aside as Rail Safety Week. Do we have a resolution prepared for that or not?
We do this.
This should all be the
That
same.
would
on
be
here,
the same,
right?
yeah, that's right.
Okay, resolution, whereas Rail Safety Week is to be held across Canada from September 20th to 26th, 2021. Whereas it is in the public's interest to raise awareness of the dangers of ignoring safety warnings at level crossings and trespassing on rail property to reduce avoidable deaths, injuries, and damage caused by incidences involving trains and citizens. Whereas Operation Lifesaver is a public-private partnership whose aim is to work with the public, the rail industry, governments, police services, media, and others to raise rail safety awareness. Whereas CN has requested Council adopt this resolution in support of its ongoing efforts to raise awareness, save lives, and prevent injuries in communities including our municipality. Therefore be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby supports National Rail Safety Week to be held from September 20th to 26th, 2021. Do we have a mover for that resolution? Moved by Councillor Blosha. Seconder, Councillor Pierrepont. Any discussion? Go ahead.
I'd like to make a couple changes, or at least propose a couple changes. The second last stanza there, whereas CN has requested council adopt this resolution, I'd like to remove that whole line. Just strike that whole sentence. And then the last one, therefore be it resolved that we hereby support National Rail Safety Week. I think it would be more appropriate, be it resolved the Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby proclaims September 20th to 26th, 2021 National Rail Safety, National Rail Safety Week. Because what they're asking for is a proclamation, and this isn't one yet, but it could be if we added that to it.
This is the recommended one from CN. This is a template that they've been using across the country.
So if you proclaim something though, if the dates change ever, then
When it was proclaimed for the 1 year, I think it's September 20, 26, 2021.
21.
What they're asking for here is Rail Safety Week 2021 proclamation. If, like, does their sample resolution really have spelling mistakes in it? Because I find it hard to believe CN Senator a sample of spelling mistakes, but to be honest, anything's possible.
There you go.
So just the changes I think would make it more appropriate to actually be a proclamation. Because when we're saying we support it, support would generally entail that we're doing something towards it, not so much proclaiming it. I don't think we're giving them money or doing anything other than proclaiming that it's Rail Safety Week.
This is the resolution that CN sent out to,
With the spelling mistakes.
Okay, we have a suggestion for an amendment. Are you adamant that you want the second last
Well,
paragraph taken out, or just add, therefore be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West proclaims Rail Safety Week, the week of September 20th to 26th?
well, I sort of think both are important. If I had to pick just one, I'd pick the latter, but it's written kind of strange that, whereas CN has requested we adopt this resolution in support, we normally wouldn't commit by resolution to who had asked us to do it. We would say that this is in the public's interest, this is a good thing, and we proclaim it.
I think the message going out is the same one way or the other, frankly, but what are the rest of council's thoughts?
I don't see removing that line makes a big difference. If you want to change the bottom, that's fine.
Let's at least change the bottom then.
Change it to proclaims, I guess, yeah, fine.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Pin in the proclamation.
yeah, the electronic one.
Oh,
Okay.
no, but I should have it to read it.
And it seems everything's working good because it's already updated on the screen. So you should be able to see the updated one.
It didn't update at the bottom
Just
yet.
refresh.
Mine didn't.
Click out and then go
Just,
back
just
in.
click the title again, that'll
Or-
refresh.
Okay.
It'll pop up and you'll see who moved and seconded it, you'll see the wording change.
Oh, yeah, there we go. I just was on it, I guess.
Perfect.
As long as we speak slow enough that someone can keep up typing, we're good.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Just click that open button on the left-hand side at the middle.
This one?
No, no, down, in the middle.
Oh, this one. There we go.
Take
There you go. See. Oh, but here's the resolution.
Yeah.
Well, that was updated on my thing right away, and then it didn't till I clicked off and on. Gotta get used to
Okay, do you want me to reread the whole resolution or just the last line?
it. Just the last line is good,
Yeah.
please.
Okay, it has been changed to therefore be resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby proclaims National Rail Safety Week to be held from September 20th to 26th, 2021. Everyone's liking?
Yep.
Okay, any other comments or questions? Not all in favor? That is carried. Thanks for bearing with me, everyone. Okay, we are now at number 12, committee reports. Councillor Kushniryk.
Oh, what did we do? Transportation there last week, and Rise. I guess we're in search of a EDO again. So I guess we were discussing the next steps and the direction that we're going with that. And I think we're going to wait till after the G4, G5, whatever we're calling it, get some input from a larger group, not just the committee members. So we're gonna wait to see where that takes us, and probably have something to report next meeting or after the G4.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Blosha.
Since our last meeting, I attended an interview and a utility meeting. That was it. I wasn't at the transportation meeting.
Interview around
Utility.
utility.
Thank you. Councillor Wills.
I think for me, I also attended an interview and I attended the transportation meeting last week. That's all for me.
Thank you. Councillor Pierrepont.
I also attended the transportation meeting. I attended a settlement services meeting. And I have dealt with several ratepayer concerns and ongoing concerns in the last week and a half.
Shared services.
Hmm?
Did you do shared service? You said settlement.
Oh, sorry, yeah, no, shared services too, yeah.
Interviewed
Was that before?
2 of them.
Well, I only did the one.
Okay.
Second one was after, and I didn't do that one.
Councillor Gade. You attend any?
I can't say I was in any committee meetings per se. Under the communications portion, we're talking to several ratepayers. The one thing of note that should probably get mentioned there is there was a concern expressed that a badger had taken up residence in the Durban cemetery. So I suggested they talk to animal control, and between the two of them would sort of solve that, but might be worth knowing that that's an issue.
I actually did see one farther down the road. Because I didn't know what it was at first. I'm like, "Oh, he's right."
Thank you. As far as myself goes, I too attended an interview, utility meeting, shared services at Swan River, transportation meeting, RISE meeting, and shared service Manitoba disposal. Mr. Webb? Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
okay, no problem.
Councillor
Transportation,
Foster, I jumped ahead of you.
transportation and ratepayer concerns.
Thank you. Sorry.
That's no problem, no problem.
Okay, and I did transportation, LUD, utility, and interviews.
Yeah. Resolved that we do hereby accept the following verbal reports regarding council committees and communications. Councillor Kushniryk. Transportation, RISE. Councillor Blosha, interview and utility meeting. Councillor Wills, interview and transportation meeting. Councillor Pierrepont, transportation, shared services, and ratepayer concerns. Councillor Gade, ratepayer, and a badger in the cemetery. Councillor Foster, transportation and ratepayers. Myself, interview, utility, shared services with Swan River, transportation, RISE, shared services Minnetonka Bozeman. CAO James Webb, transportation, LUD, utility, and also interview. A mover, please.
It says on our thing here that I attended the transportation meeting, but I did not.
Okay.
Okay,
Get that.
thanks.
I'm having trouble remembering. Yes, okay.
Thank you.
I'll fix that right away.
It's all that noise you're making typing.
So we're good with this? Yeah.
Yeah. There were no issues on what I read out, were there?
I don't think so.
Good.
No, not what you.
Okay, so we got a mover and a second.
Looking for a mover. Councillor Kushniryk, seconded by Councillor Wills. I guess now the question, any issues with what I read out?
I was curious, the Minnesota Bozeman Shared Services, were you the only person that was able to attend that?
I should have said two,
Okay.
two shared services meetings.
I was just thinking, there must have been a couple.
Yeah.
I was also there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I should pay attention. Sorry, guys.
I sat in on it as well.
We can
See,
have,
my worry was we only had one person.
No, I just can't.
No, I should, and that's why I should have said two shared services meetings, but
Oh, thank you. So that was,
Okay, anything else? Not all in favor? That is carried. Okay, we get to the portion of the agenda where we open the telephone lines for any question or comment regarding what was discussed at this evening's meeting so far. Anyone on the phone have a question or a comment?
Yeah, Reeve, Galloway. It's my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, both the Bonito Hospital and the meat plant down there use village water, and both entities are government controlled, and we don't seem to be hearing any issues from them with regard to the Bonito water system.
Okay, sorry, I missed the last part of your statement or question.
We don't seem to be hearing any issues from them with regards to the Bonito water systems.
Yeah,
And they are both government.
I too have heard nothing from them.
I'm just curious why Ms. Salama would be the one to hear those issues, like the we part.
Any other questions from those on the telephone?
she should have somebody in Benito.
Or not.
If not, then thank you again for attending. We had discussed just briefly, informally, about when we might be able to open up our chambers to the public again. And today on the news, we hear that there may be a tightening of controls or restrictions again with regard to indoor meetings. I guess probably because of the Delta variant. So we hope that it isn't as bad as what they are planning for, but we have no control. So again, thank you to those attending by phone.
And I heard the same thing on the radio this afternoon. Looks like we're going back to masks.
Yeah, quite possible. At any rate, thank you all, and have a good evening.
Good evening, everybody, and good night.
Okay, we will be going in camera, so we'll take a 10-minute recess and resume within camera. Okay, we'll call the meeting back to order. Next resolution, be it resolved that pursuant to section 152 sub 3 of the Municipal Act, Council shall meet as a committee of the whole to close the meeting and continue discussions in camera regarding personnel matters, negotiations / preliminary discussions. Mover, please. Moved by Councillor Pierrepont, second by Councillor Kushniryk. All in favor? That is carried. Be it resolved that pursuant to section 152 sub 4 of the Municipal Act, this meeting shall be reopened to the public. Do we have a mover? Councillor Wills, seconder, Councillor Pierrepont. All in favor?
You can say Carrie. We'll let you say yours.
Okay. No resolutions arising from,
no, but this is we're going back to the Hudson Bay Road.
Oh, yeah, you were gonna do that.
Yeah, so we have that one ready, and we're going to, and you can read it.
Okay, be it resolved that myself, Reeve Galloway, be approved to attend the Hudson Bay Road Association meeting and convention October 21st and 22nd, 2021, and that expenses be allowed for same. Do we have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Kushniryk, seconder, Councillor Foster. All in favor? That is carried.
Stretching.
That'll be interesting to see what's going on with that.
Okay, so I think that was the only resolution coming out.
No vote on my chair.
Rise and
Can you just get them under check? It's just too much.
No.
Or
It's so
have
much
it,
fun
can we,
listening.
is there anybody that could repair it? Did we even look to see what the issue is there?
Yeah, you just need a cylinder.
The cylinder, yeah.
Next resolution. Anything further first? Not. Next resolution, be it resolved that this meeting shall now adjourn at 10 p.m. Be it further resolved that the next regular meeting is Tuesday, September 14th, 2021 at 7 p.m. A mover, please. Moved by Councillor Foster, seconded by Councillor Kushniryk. Any discussion?
I don't think so.
It doesn't matter how
All in
fast you put your
favor?
hand up.
That
I
is
did that
carried.
last week and you just ignored